Man, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of EOS. 10 out of Jake, man. I'm rocking with y'all, y'all rocking with me. I don't have the poster up on the wall because this room is currently going through some shit, getting some little repairs and whatnot. So the poster's down for right now, but we just gonna keep on rocking. This video right here gonna be about set tripping, gonna be about that 1090. I'm gonna tell y'all what the fuck 1090 means, why it's incorporated in my name, right? There's a saying amongst bloods, every blood ain't your blood. And there's a saying amongst people, not all family is blood and not all blood is family. And what that means is just because somebody is in your circle, that does not mean that that person is for you. Now that's hard to understand for a lot of people, especially people that haven't been stabbed in the back, haven't gotten their throat cut. And I don't mean that in a literal sense. I mean that in, you ain't never have somebody fuck you over. You know what I mean? You've never had something happen that was drastic, and some people have. Some people do know what it's like. But when you're abiding by prison politics and policies, you have to handle that shit a certain way. What I found inside of prison is when somebody crosses a certain line, you have to cross them out. And that's all it is to it. You cross that line, you crossed out to me. It doesn't matter if we was eating together the day before, showing each other pictures of our family, whatever it is. You cross that line, you get crossed out. And you have to realize that with every single person in your life, there is a line like that. Because I didn't grow up with a strong family, I'm like that with my family too. I hold that line against everybody. I don't care if it's my mother or my father. There's something that you can do that you will be crossed out forever, period. There's no turning back. People are asking me, yo, is there a chance you and so-and-so get cool again? Fuck no. Once it's over with, it's over with. You're dead, RIP. I'm not worried about you unless you try to force yourself back into my life. And at that point, it's a fucking issue because it was an issue before you got cut out of it. You see what I'm saying? So why 1090? Why set tripping? For me, set tripping was relevant in every single compound that I hit. It doesn't matter where we was at. If you was saying that you're running the same way that I'm running, but you're not rocking like me, we got an issue because I'm putting in 110%. If you're not matching that, I'm not feeling it, bro, because you claiming the same shit I'm claiming, right? So if I'm going to say I'm this and I walk into the dorm throwing bees up, you walk into the dorm with your tail tucked, but you claiming to be blood, it ain't finna happen like that. I'm going to get you before I let them get you. One strong over 500 weak, like I said in the very first fucking video, right? I don't need bitches in my circle. I don't need people that ain't gonna rock right. It's just I'd rather keep a solid foundation because if it ain't solid, it's gonna fucking crumble. It's a fact. There was a situation at Appalachia CI. There was a homie that was younger than me. He was bounty hunter blood, West Side. More or less, he wasn't trying to rock. You know what I mean? It came down to the knife got put into his hands. He wasn't trying to go and handle business. And we're all looking at him like, what the fuck you mean? Like, we've been cool with bro for months, hanging out, slapboxing, whatever it is. He seems like he's always down to ride, but there was a certain situation where he was the only person that was in contact with the person that was, you know, a plate. They were food and they needed to get hit. And when it got put into his hand, he pretty much crumbled. We could see it in his face. He wasn't going to do it. And we didn't want him, you know, to go up and pull the knife out, not use it, get caught. And now that guy that was supposed to get hit up is on point about the situation. He knows a hit just got sent. So we could tell he wasn't trying to do it. We waited until Sunday. We had the church service. When we went to church on Sunday, we flipped him. You know what I mean? That hit that was supposed to get sent, it still ended up getting sent, but he got taxed and he left in an ambulance. It is what it is. He got wet the fuck up outside of chow. But the kid that didn't want to do it, he got his shit broke outside of the church. He got put into confinement. We had a brother that got moved into confinement with him, and he beat his ass until he was in there having seizures and shitting himself. I mean, it was a fucked up situation, but had you had just went and do what you were supposed to do, like we've all done before, you would have been good. So we can't have that sympathy for you because you wasn't rocking how we was rocking. You wasn't with the movement. You wasn't putting it in 110% like we is. So we had to get you up out of there. And you see a lot of gangs cleaning themselves up in this same way. Set tripping is more or less when you have one gang but two different sets and a division between the two. Whether they're deeper, they're the more dominant set, so they start shitting on the other set, or whether there's just two individuals from two different sides and they're not seeing eye to eye. And I mean, this goes for really any gang too. Like, you know, there's certain gangs in Florida where some of their members will partake in homosexual activity and some of them won't. And that will cause set tripping between that organization. You'll have blood, right? Some bloods accept whites, some don't. Some don't know what the fuck they're supposed to know, and some do. So it really depends on if you get sent to a spot where somebody knows what the fuck they're talking about. And if they don't, and everybody's like, we don't accept white bloods, well, there about to be some 1090 ass shit going on, because you ain't finna tell me nothing. We gonna set tripping this bitch. That's what it is. You feel me? We gonna go to war, and whoever stand on top, stand on top. Just because I get hit doesn't mean I fold. I still got a chance to come back out. And whatever set hit me up, I'm gonna remember that. When I get sent to my next spot, the first one of your set that I view, I'm gonna rip him. Just off the fact that you got me, I'm gonna get him. And this set tripping shit just continues. So it'll really just be one organization, but the division between the subsets within that organization. It happens in everybody's gang. It happens on every compound. It's the same thing when you got home teams, everybody from Tampa, but this one dude from Tampa ain't rocking right. They gonna smash him, but somebody else feels some type of way and he's on his side now, so they gonna smash them back. It's back and forth bullshit. And I know first quarter, some of y'all gonna be like, damn, you said you was rocking with him and then he beat him into a seizure and he's shitting on himself. How could y'all say y'all was rocking with him? That love and that loyalty that we have for each other, when you cross that line and that love and loyalty is no longer there, it turns into rage and aggression. That same amount of love and loyalty I gave you, I want to give you even more so in pain. I want to inflict pain on you because of how loyal I was, how much pain I was willing to accept for you. I will ride out for your name. Nobody's going to disrespect your name in front of me. I'm going to ride out as if you're standing here beside me. So when you have that love and loyalty for somebody and they pretty much just fuck you over in the end, you want to hurt them. And if you hear that they got hurt, you're not sympathetic. You know what time it is. You want to inflict that pain in them because of how much love you have for them. There was a 13 at Appalachia. Bro was chilling with the blacks. They hit him up in his neck. His own people stabbed him, put a toothbrush in his neck. He's out of there. You know what I'm saying? There's so many situations where shit like that'll happen. And that's the thing, is you gotta be on point, because you'll ha kiki with somebody and y'all'll be cool as shit, and then all of a sudden they're just trying to wet you up over something you don't know what the fuck it is. Could be as simple as your skin color. Could be as simple as they heard the set that you bang isn't even active no more, so you just got labeled as food. You got a green light on your head and now they're coming to get you. It is what it is. I guarantee 99% of bloods in the state of Florida, prisons, don't beef with bloods before. It's a fact. That's just how it's fucking going. That's how it's rocking in that bitch. So you got to be on point, because the same people that's in your circle will be the ones that creep you, will be the ones that get you. And that's going to fuck with your mind a little bit too, because you're going to think, well, how is there any love and loyalty? It's tough. You got to weed out the bullshit. At the end of the day, every organization has rules and policies that are set forth, and we are supposed to abide by those rules and those rules only. We are not supposed to put our own interpretation or our own beliefs on top of the beliefs that are overall set for our group, because once we do that, we create division. If you have a religion, but you manipulate that religion to fit your personal belief, that religion is no longer pure, because now you're doing it your own way. You know, there's so many things within Christianity, right? And things that are considered sins. But people will say, I'm still a Christian even though I do this. I'm this kind of Christian. So now Christianity has a subset. And in this subset, in this church, people can go here committing a sin that these Christians do not agree with. And that is how things just water down. That is how things just go from pure to less than. Now, it isn't easy adapting to society with that mentality, you know, because every time you meet somebody, you start to think in that sense, like, what is something that you could do that you couldn't come back from, that no apology would matter, you know? And I hold every one of my family members accountable the same way as anyone that I meet in life. I didn't come from a strong, you know, family, home, nothing like that. So to me, there's no difference between an actual family member and somebody I consider family, and I hold them all accountable the same way. It doesn't matter who you are. There is something you can do that I will cut you off for the rest of my life. And it's difficult knowing that because you somewhat expect somebody to stab you in the back at some point in time. You expect that something is going to happen. And at the same time, you will get into arguments with people that you do got love for, that you do fuck with heavy. And you have to decide, is this what crossed the line? Is this the permanent ending? Or is this something that we can put pride aside and we can still be cool after this? Like me and Bimba, it never got to the point of violence between us. We told each other, we got so much love for each other. We like brothers. We're not going to let it get there, because that most likely would have been the final point. You know what I mean? Like, we wouldn't have fucked with each other because we would have shown ourselves we didn't fuck with each other as much as we said we did. So even though we wasn't cool and we wasn't speaking when he went home, we still never got to the point of violence because we had that love and respect for each other. And that's why me and bro are 10 times stronger today. You know what I'm saying? Because we recognize that and we know that shit. And we done did some shit together. I done did some shit with him that I haven't done with my own brothers. And I mean, it stands out and it says a lot. Big shout out to bro. That's my fucking brother. And you know, there's some other people, it's not like that. You know what I mean? It's not like that. The relationship wasn't built on nothing like that. We never been through nothing like that. It's easier to cut them off, but it's just when you meet people in society, when you try to have genuine friendships, or when you just try to build relationships with people, it's tough because you will apply what you've learned in prison into society. And it's all a part of adjustment. It's all a part of getting over things. But sometimes it can be the PTSD. I would imagine if you're cool with someone and then they stab you in the face or whatever it is, you're going to have issues with relationships. You're going to have trust issues. And that's going to come out with your family. That's going to come out with, you know, girls, whatever it is, even though it happened in prison, because you're going to apply that to all relationships now. You're not going to have that trust. And I know I don't have trust for nothing. I just don't, you know what I mean? Like, there's just so many ways that prison still affects you and affects your decision making, even so far after release, you know? I've been out since 2015. And I feel like my mentality, it's grown, but my decision making is still very much prison based. And it's just something I gotta live with. But that's what it is. It's set tripping. It's 1090. It's 1090 Jake, man. I'm rocking with y'all, let y'all rocking with me. Till next time.